Welcome to What If Lab. Today, we'll explore paradoxes that challenge our understanding of identity and time. First, the old man and young man paradox examines how age affects our sense of self. Next, the ship of Theseus paradox questions whether an object remains the same when all its parts are replaced. Finally, the bootstrap paradox highlights fascinating loops in time travel. Let's get started. The old man and young man paradox. The old man and young man paradox invites us to contemplate the intricate relationship between age and identity. Imagine a scenario where a young man, full of energy and potential, gradually transitions into an old man marked by the passage of time. As years go by, changes occur not just in appearance, but also in thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. This paradox challenges us to ask, at what point does the young man cease to be himself as he ages into an old man? Consider the essence of personal identity. Is it tied to our physical form, our memories, or perhaps our consciousness? As the young man accumulates experiences and wisdom, does he remain the same individual, or is he transformed entirely? The paradox forces us to confront the fluidity of identity, suggesting that age might alter our very essence. As we delve deeper into this paradox, we will explore how societal perceptions of age influence our understanding of self. Do we define ourselves solely by the number of years we have lived, or do our actions and choices play a more significant role? The old man and young man. Paradox serves as a reflection on the nature of existence, prompting us to question the continuity of identity as time unfolds. Key questions of the paradox. As we reflect on the old man and young man paradox, several key questions emerge that delve into the heart of identity. One of the most profound inquiries is how age impacts our sense of self. When we think about the young man, brimming with dreams and aspirations, we can envision him as a canvas filled with potential. But as time passes, each stroke of age changes that canvas, transforming it into something new. At what point does the young man stop being who he was? Is it the day he turns 20, or perhaps when he reaches 30? Or does it occur gradually, with each passing year marking subtle shifts in his thoughts and feelings? These questions invite us to explore the nuances of identity, suggesting that it is not a fixed entity, but rather a dynamic interplay of experiences and perceptions. Another critical aspect to consider is whether the young man can retain his identity as he ages. As he gathers memories and wisdom, does he still hold on to the core essence of who he was? The paradox suggests that while the external factors may change, his physical appearance, abilities, and outlook on life, there may still be an underlying continuity that ties his past to his present. This leads us to ponder the impact of societal expectations. How do cultural norms shape our understanding of identity as we age? Are we defined by the roles society assigns us at different life stages? Or do we have the power to redefine ourselves despite those labels? The old man and young man paradox ultimately encourages us to examine the fluidity of identity and the intricate dance between age and self-perception. Philosophical aspects. The old man and young man. Paradox opens the door to deep philosophical considerations about identity. At its core, this paradox challenges us to think about the nature of what makes us who we are. Is our identity a product of our memories, our physical bodies, or something more abstract like our consciousness? Each of these elements plays a role, yet The interplay among them is complex and often elusive. Philosophers have long debated the concept of personal identity. Some argue that identity is closely tied to memory. Our recollections of past experiences shape how we view ourselves in the present. As the young man transitions into old age, he carries with him a repository of memories. Yet, as time changes his body and mind, do those memories still define him? This question leads to the realization that memory alone may not be sufficient to maintain continuity of identity. Other philosophical perspectives emphasize the importance of physical continuity. The ship of Theseus, another famous paradox, asks whether an object remains the same when all its parts are replaced. Similarly, as the young man's body ages and changes, we are prompted to ask if he remains the same person he once was. This tension between physical change and the notion of a stable self raises intriguing questions about the essence of identity. Moreover, the paradox invites us to consider the role of social identity. As we age, society often assigns new roles and expectations. The young man may become a husband, a father, or a mentor, each role shaping his sense of self in different ways. Do these societal labels enhance or dilute his identity? This exploration highlights the dynamic nature of identity, suggesting that it is not a static condition, but rather an evolving narrative shaped by both internal and external factors. Ultimately, the old man and young man paradox serves as a profound reminder of the complexities of identity. It encourages us to reflect on the continuous journey of self-discovery, where age, memory, and societal influence intertwine in ways that challenge our understanding of who we truly are. Psychological consequences. As we delve deeper into the old man and young man paradox, we encounter the psychological implications of aging and identity. The transition from youth to old age is not merely a physical journey, it is also a profound psychological experience that shapes how individuals perceive themselves and their place in the world. For the young man, the idea of aging can evoke a complex mix of emotions. There is often a sense of urgency, a desire to achieve goals and fulfill dreams before time slips away. This awareness of mortality can lead to anxiety, pushing the young man to question his choices and the path he is on. As he ages, he may grapple with feelings of regret or nostalgia for the vitality of his youth. The memories of who he was can create a tension with who he has become, fostering a sense of dissonance within his identity. As the years pass and the young man transforms into an old man, his self-perception may shift dramatically. The wisdom gained through experience can bring clarity and a deeper understanding of life, yet it may also lead to a sense of loss. The old man might reflect on the dreams he once had, evaluating them against the reality of his achievements. This introspection can lead to a reevaluation of his identity, prompting him to embrace new roles and redefine what it means to be himself in this new phase of life. Social perceptions play a significant role in this psychological landscape. Society often views aging through a lens colored by stereotypes and expectations. The old man may feel pressured to conform to societal narratives about aging, which can affect his self-esteem and sense of worth. Yet he might also find empowerment in embracing his experiences, choosing to reject limiting beliefs and celebrating the richness of his life story. The paradox also highlights the importance of adaptability. As both the young man and the old man navigate their identities, they must confront the changes that life brings. Those who embrace change and remain open to new experiences are often better equipped to maintain a cohesive sense of self, despite the inevitable transformations that come with age. In essence, the old man and young man paradox not only challenges our understanding of identity, but also encourages us to explore the psychological dimensions of aging. It serves as a reminder that our journeys through life are filled with opportunities for growth and reinvention, urging us to find meaning in the evolving narrative of who we are. Conclusion: the old man and young man paradox invites us to ponder the intricate tapestry of identity as it weaves through the fabric of time. Throughout this exploration, we have encountered profound questions about the essence of self, the impact of aging, and the ways in which our perceptions shape who we become. As we conclude our journey, it becomes clear that identity is not a fixed anchor, but rather a fluid concept, constantly evolving as we navigate the complexities of life. The young man, with his dreams and aspirations, embodies the potential for growth and transformation. Yet as he ages into the old man, he carries with him the weight of experience, wisdom, and the inevitable changes that time brings. This paradox teaches us that our sense of self is influenced by a multitude of factors: our memories, societal roles, and even the expectations we place upon ourselves. The interplay between these elements shapes our identity, reminding us that who we are is not solely defined by the number of years we have lived, but by the richness of our experiences and the choices we make along the way. In reflecting on the old man and young man paradox, we are encouraged to embrace the journey of life with all its uncertainties and transformations. Each stage of life offers a unique opportunity for self-discovery, urging us to find meaning in our evolving narratives. As we move forward, we can carry with us the understanding that identity is a continuous process, a story still being written, inviting us to explore the depths of who we are and who we may become. The ship of the Argus paradox. The ship of Theseus, often referred to as the Argus paradox, presents a fascinating philosophical inquiry into the nature of identity and continuity. Picture a grand ship, the Argus, celebrated for its voyages and adventures. Over time, as it sails through treacherous waters, its wooden parts begin to wear down. To maintain the ship's integrity and functionality, each plank is gradually replaced with a new piece of wood. As the last original part is removed and replaced, we are faced with a compelling question: is this still the same ship? This paradox challenges our understanding of what it means for an object to retain its identity. If all components of the Argus have been swapped out, does it cease to be the Argus? Or does the ship as a whole carry a continuity that transcends its physical parts? The implications of this question extend far beyond a mere vessel. They delve into the essence of identity itself. Imagine, for a moment, the journey of the Argus. As it sails, each replacement part represents not only a physical change, but also a transformation in its history and character. The stories of the crew, the battles fought, and the ports visited are all tied to this ship. Yet, if every piece is replaced, can the new Argus still claim those memories and experiences? The ship of Theseus invites us to consider the deeper philosophical questions surrounding identity. It encourages us to reflect on the nature of continuity. Is it found in the material components, or does it reside in the narrative and experience associated with the object? This paradox serves as a gateway into a rich exploration of how we define identity, both for objects and perhaps for ourselves. Key questions of the paradox. As we delve into the Ship of Theseus paradox, several pivotal questions emerge, inviting us to examine the very nature of identity. The first question that arises is, at what point does the ship cease to be the Argus? Is it when the first plank is replaced, or does it require the complete replacement of all parts? This inquiry leads us to ponder the significance of change and continuity in defining identity. Consider the gradual process of replacement. Each time a plank is swapped out for a new one, the ship remains functional and recognizable. Yet with every change, there is a subtle transformation taking place. If we were to observe the ship over the course of its repairs, we might argue that it is still the same Argus, as it continues to sail the seas and carry its crew. But as the last original piece is removed, the question intensifies. Can a ship be considered the same if none of its original components remain? This dilemma extends beyond the realm of objects and touches upon our understanding of personal identity. Just as the ship undergoes transformation, so do we as individuals. As we age, our cells regenerate, our thoughts evolve, and our experiences shape who we are. At what point do we stop being the same person? Is it when we experience significant life events, or is it a gradual process, much like the ship's transformation? Another crucial aspect to consider is the role of memory and experience in identity. The Argus carries with it a rich history. Its voyages and adventures are integral to its identity. However, if every part is replaced, does the new ship inherit the same history? This raises questions about continuity and narrative. Can identity exist independently of physical components, relying instead on the stories and experiences that define an object or a person? These questions lie at the heart of the Ship of Theseus paradox, inviting us to explore the complexities of identity, continuity, and change. As we navigate through these inquiries, we uncover the profound philosophical implications that challenge our understanding of what it means to be the same, whether for a ship or for ourselves. Philosophical aspects of identity. The Ship of Theseus. Paradox opens a window into the philosophical discussions surrounding identity and continuity. At its core lies the intricate relationship between an object's physical components and its essence. Philosophers have long debated whether identity is rooted in the material or if it resides in something more abstract, such as continuity of experience or function. One prominent theory suggests that personal identity is tied to the continuity of the object over time. If an object maintains its function and purpose, it may retain its identity despite changes to its physical form. The Argus, as it sails through the seas, continues to serve its purpose as a vessel, even as each plank is replaced one by one. This perspective emphasizes the idea that identity can be more than just the sum of its parts. It can encompass the narrative that an object carries throughout its existence. Conversely, another viewpoint argues that identity is fundamentally linked to its physical components. If every part of the Argus is replaced, some may contend that it becomes a different ship entirely. This view draws attention to the significance of materiality in defining identity. It raises questions about whether an object can truly claim its past if none of its original elements remain. The paradox also encourages us to reflect on identity in human terms. Just as the Argus undergoes transformation, so do we as individuals. Our experiences, memories, and even our bodies change over time. This leads to philosophical inquiries about the nature of selfhood. Are we still the same person we were years ago? If all our memories and physical selves change, what anchors us to our past selves? Furthermore, the ship of Theseus challenges us to consider the implications of identity in broader contexts. For instance, in discussions about artificial intelligence or cloning, we grapple with what it means for a being to retain its identity if its components or consciousness are altered. These inquiries extend the paradox far beyond the realm of a ship and into the very fabric of existence. Ultimately, the philosophical aspects of the ship of Theseus paradox invite us to explore the complexity of identity. They encourage us to ponder the delicate interplay between change and continuity, urging us to reflect on what it truly means to be the same, whether in objects or in our own lives. Parallels with other paradoxes. The ship of Theseus. Paradox shares intriguing parallels with other philosophical dilemmas, enriching our understanding of identity and continuity. One such comparison can be drawn with the paradox of the old man and young man. In both cases, we are confronted with the question of whether something remains the same despite undergoing significant changes over time. Just like the ship, the individual experiences transformation as they age. The young man evolves into an old man, accumulating wisdom, experiences, and memories. Yet as parts of his identity shift, physically, mentally, and emotionally, one might wonder, at what point does he cease to be the same person? This exploration resonates with the ship of Theseus, where the ship's identity is called into question as each plank is replaced. Both paradoxes encourage us to examine the continuity of identity in the face of inevitable change. Furthermore, another illuminating comparison can be made with the paradox of the barber. In this scenario, we find a barber who shaves only those who do not shave themselves, leading to a logical conundrum. Both the barber and the ship challenge our understanding of identity and the criteria we use to define it. The barber's identity is tied to his unique role, yet he is ensnared in a loop of contradiction. Similarly, the ship of Theseus confronts us with the paradox of maintaining identity while undergoing transformation. These paradoxes also highlight the role of narratives in shaping identity. In the case of the Argus, its adventures and memories are integral to its essence. Likewise, the old man's life story contributes to his ongoing sense of self. This narrative continuity offers a sense of stability amid the changes that occur, suggesting that identity may not solely rely on physical components, but also on the experiences and memories that define us. As we draw these parallels, we see that the exploration of identity is a theme that resonates across various philosophical inquiries. Each paradox invites us to reflect on the complexities of existence, urging us to consider how change, continuity, and narrative intertwine in the fabric of identity. The ship of Theseus, with its rich philosophical implications, serves as a reminder of the intricate dance between what remains the same and what transforms, prompting us to ponder the essence of both objects and ourselves. Parallels with other paradoxes. The ship of Theseus. Paradox shares intriguing parallels with other philosophical dilemmas, enriching our understanding of identity and continuity. One such comparison can be drawn with the paradox of the old man and young man. In both cases, we are confronted with the question of whether something remains the same despite undergoing significant changes over time. Just like the ship, the individual experiences transformation as they age. The young man evolves into an old man, accumulating wisdom, experiences, and memories. Yet as parts of his identity shift, physically, mentally, and emotionally, one might wonder, at what point does he cease to be the same person? This exploration resonates with the ship of Theseus, where the ship's identity is called into question as each plank is replaced. Both paradoxes encourage us to examine the continuity of identity in the face of inevitable change. Furthermore, another illuminating comparison can be made with the paradox of the barber. In this scenario, we find a barber who shaves only those who do not shave themselves, leading to a logical conundrum. Both the barber and the ship challenge our understanding of identity and the criteria we use to define it. The barber's identity is tied to his unique role, yet he is ensnared in a loop of contradiction. Similarly, the ship of Theseus confronts us with the paradox of maintaining identity while undergoing transformation. These paradoxes also highlight the role of narratives in shaping identity. In the case of the Argus, its adventures and memories are integral to its essence. Likewise, the old man's life story contributes to his ongoing sense of self. This narrative continuity offers a sense of stability amid the changes that occur, suggesting that identity may not solely rely on physical components, but also on the experiences and memories that define us. As we draw these parallels, we see that the exploration of identity is a theme that resonates across various philosophical inquiries. Each paradox invites us to reflect on the complexities of existence, urging us to consider how change, continuity, and narrative intertwine in the fabric of identity. The ship of Theseus, with its rich philosophical implications, serves as a reminder of the intricate dance between what remains the same and what transforms, prompting us to ponder the essence of both objects and ourselves. The sandwich paradox. The sandwich paradox presents a captivating entry point into the realm of time travel and its perplexing implications. Imagine a seemingly ordinary sandwich, crafted with care and attention. As we delve into this paradox, we find ourselves contemplating not just the sandwich itself, but the intricate web of events that can arise when we introduce the concept of time travel into the equation. At its core, the sandwich paradox invites us to consider a scenario where an object, perhaps our beloved sandwich, is sent back in time. This act of temporal displacement sets off a chain reaction of events, leading to questions about causality and the nature of existence. What happens to the sandwich when it travels to the past? Does it continue to exist as it was, or does it become something entirely different upon arrival? As we explore this paradox, we are prompted to reflect on the philosophical implications of time travel. The act of sending an object into the past raises profound questions about identity and continuity. If the sandwich is altered or consumed in the past, does it affect its original timeline? Can the past, present, and future coexist in a way that allows for such a journey without unraveling the fabric of reality? In this introduction, we set the stage for a deeper exploration of the sandwich paradox, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary through the lens of time travel. This journey will unravel the complexities of how we perceive time, causality, and identity, inviting us to ponder the implications of traveling through time and the potential consequences of our actions. As we embark on this philosophical exploration, the simple sandwich transforms into a profound symbol of the intricate dance between cause and effect, urging us to consider the nature of reality itself. Concept of time travel. The concept of time travel has fascinated humanity for centuries, weaving its way through the fabric of science fiction and philosophical inquiry. Imagine the ability to step into a machine or a portal to traverse the very fabric of time itself. As we delve into this idea, we uncover a landscape filled with possibilities, paradoxes, and profound implications for our understanding of reality. Various theories of time travel have emerged, each offering a unique perspective on how such journeys might be possible. One of the most prominent ideas is rooted in the fabric of space-time, as described by the theories of relativity. According to these theories, time is not a linear, unchanging river, but rather a complex tapestry interwoven with the dimensions of space. This perspective opens the door to the possibility that we might navigate through time much like we move through space. Yet with this potential comes the intricate dance of causality. Time travel challenges our conventional understanding of cause and effect. If one were to travel back in time and alter an event, could it lead to unforeseen consequences in the present? This notion forms the backbone of many time travel narratives, where a seemingly small change can ripple through time, creating paradoxes that bewilder the mind. As we consider the implications of time travel, we grapple with questions about identity and existence. If an object, like our sandwich, is sent back in time, does it retain its identity, or does it become something new, shaped by the context of its arrival? These inquiries force us to confront the nature of what it means to exist in a timeline that is no longer linear. The concept of time travel, therefore, becomes a philosophical playground, inviting us to explore the boundaries of our understanding. It encourages us to ponder the relationship between time, identity, and the consequences of our actions. As we navigate through this complex landscape, we open ourselves to the possibilities of what time travel might mean, not just for a sandwich, but for our very understanding of reality itself. Scenario of the paradox. To fully grasp the sandwich paradox, let us envision a specific scenario that brings its complexities to life. Picture a curious inventor driven by the allure of time travel who creates a device capable of sending objects back into the past. Eager to test his invention, he decides to send a freshly made sandwich, a simple yet cherished creation, back to a time just moments before it was made. As the inventor activates the device, the sandwich vanishes from the present, traveling through the swirling currents of time. It arrives in the past, sitting on the counter of a cafe just as it had been prepared. The cafe is bustling with activity, and soon a customer approaches, hungry and ready to enjoy a meal. Unbeknownst to the inventor, this very sandwich is destined to be consumed. Now, as the sandwich is devoured in the past, we are confronted with a series of intriguing questions. The original sandwich, which was sent back in time, no longer exists in its original timeline. Yet this act of consumption creates a loop. The sandwich is now part of the past, its existence intertwined with the actions of the customer. The inventor, upon returning to the present, finds that the sandwich he had crafted has never existed in his timeline, as it has already been consumed. This scenario illustrates the essence of the sandwich paradox. The act of sending the sandwich back in time has created a causal loop, raising questions about the nature of existence. If the sandwich was eaten in the past, did it ever really exist in the future? How do we reconcile the disappearance of the sandwich with the fact that it was once a tangible object in the inventor's hands? As we explore this scenario, we begin to see the intricate interplay between time, identity, and causality. Each action reverberates through time, and the consequences of seemingly small choices become magnified. The sandwich paradox serves as a reminder of how our understanding of time is not just a linear progression, but a complex web of interconnected events, each influencing the other in ways we may not fully comprehend. In this unfolding narrative, the sandwich becomes more than just a meal. It transforms into a symbol of the complexities of time travel and the philosophical questions that arise from it. As we ponder the implications of this scenario, we are left to consider the delicate balance between choice and consequence, existence and non-existence in the ever-elusive realm of time. Creation of a temporal loop. As we delve deeper into the sandwich paradox, we encounter the notion of a temporal loop, a fascinating construct that emerges when an event in the past influences its own existence in the future. In our earlier scenario, the act of sending the sandwich back in time creates a continuous cycle that challenges the very fabric of causality. Imagine the inventor, now aware of the sandwich's fate, grappling with the implications of his creation. The sandwich that once existed in his reality has been consumed in the past, leaving him with an unsettling realization. He has altered the timeline in such a way that it seems the sandwich never existed at all. The causal chain has been disrupted, leading to a paradox where the original sandwich both exists and does not exist simultaneously. This temporal loop raises profound questions. If the sandwich was eaten before it could exist in the future, what does that mean for the concept of time itself? The loop suggests that actions taken in the past can directly affect the present, creating a scenario where cause and effect intertwine in a complex dance. The inventor is left pondering not only the fate of the sandwich, but also the implications for his own existence. If he never created the sandwich in the first place, how could he have sent it back in time? To visualize this further, picture the timeline as a spiral. Each point on the spiral represents a moment in time, and as the inventor sends the sandwich back, he creates a loop that circles back on itself. This circularity challenges our understanding of linear progression. The sandwich's journey is not a straightforward path, but rather a convoluted series of events that loop back upon themselves, creating a reality where the past, present, and future are intricately linked. In this scenario, the paradox of the sandwich becomes a striking metaphor for the complexities of time and existence. It compels us to consider how our actions resonate through time, potentially altering the very fabric of reality. The inventor, having set this temporal loop into motion, must confront the uncertainty of his own timeline. As we reflect on the creation of this temporal loop, we are invited to explore the philosophical implications of our choices and their far-reaching consequences. The sandwich paradox serves as a reminder that time is not merely a linear sequence of events, but a rich tapestry woven from the threads of our actions, each influencing the others in ways we may not fully understand. In this intricate dance of causality, we find ourselves pondering the nature of existence, identity, and the beautiful complexity of time itself. Philosophical and scientific consequences. As we contemplate the sandwich paradox and its implications, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of philosophy and science. The intertwining of these two domains reveals a fascinating landscape where questions about time, existence, and reality converge, inviting us to explore deeper meanings. The philosophical ramifications of the sandwich paradox are profound. It challenges our understanding of identity and continuity. If the sandwich that was sent back in time can be consumed before it ever existed in the present, what does that say about the nature of being? Are we too products of a timeline that can be altered by our actions? This inquiry leads us to consider our own lives as narratives, stories shaped by choices that may have unforeseen consequences. Each decision we make could ripple through time, creating a tapestry of interconnected events that define our existence. Moreover, the paradox compels us to examine the concept of free will. If our actions can lead to outcomes that alter the past, how much control do we truly have over our destinies? The idea that we might unwittingly create loops in time raises questions about agency and the nature of fate. Are we merely participants in a predetermined narrative, or do we possess the power to shape our paths? This tension between determinism and free will is a central theme in philosophical discourse, and the sandwich paradox serves as a vivid illustration of this age-old debate. On the scientific front, the paradox invites exploration into the theories of time travel and the nature of space-time itself. As scientists strive to understand the fundamental laws governing our universe, the implications of temporal loops challenge the boundaries of current understanding. Theories such as wormholes and the multiverse hypothesis suggest that time might be more flexible than we once believed. If multiple timelines can coexist, each influenced by different actions and choices, then the sandwich paradox becomes a portal to a deeper understanding of reality. In this exploration, we also confront the limits of human knowledge. The more we delve into the complexities of time and causality, the more we realize how much remains unknown. The sandwich paradox becomes not just a playful thought experiment, but a profound reminder of the mysteries that lie at the heart of our existence. As we reflect on these philosophical and scientific consequences, we are left with a sense of wonder. The sandwich paradox encourages us to embrace the complexities of time, identity, and choice. It invites us to ponder the intricate web of existence in which we find ourselves, urging us to consider how our actions, however small, may resonate through time in ways we cannot fully comprehend. In the end, this paradox serves as a gateway to a richer understanding of the universe, challenging us to think deeply about the nature of reality and our place within it. The two envelopes problem. In the realm of probability and decision-making, few scenarios are as perplexing as the two envelopes problem. This intriguing paradox invites us to grapple with uncertainty, choice, and the allure of potential outcomes. Imagine a simple setup. Two envelopes placed before you, each concealing a sum of money. One envelope contains a certain amount, while the other holds double that sum. The challenge lies in your initial choice and the subsequent decision that follows. Picture yourself in a quiet room, the envelopes resting side by side on a table. You are given the opportunity to select one, but you have no knowledge of the amounts hidden within. After making your choice, you are presented with a dilemma. Should you stick with your selected envelope or switch to the other one? At first glance, the choice appears straightforward. Yet as you ponder the situation, a deeper complexity begins to unfold. Once you pick an envelope, a tantalizing thought crosses your mind. What if the envelope you chose contains a lesser amount? If that is the case, the other envelope must hold more. This reasoning leads to a compelling conclusion. Switching envelopes seems to offer a better chance of gaining a higher sum. But is this line of thinking truly sound? The two envelopes problem serves as a gateway into the fascinating world of probability theory, challenging our intuitions and prompting us to question our decision-making processes. It highlights the tension between our instincts and the mathematical principles that govern chance. As we delve into this paradox, we invite you to reflect on the nature of choice, the uncertainty that accompanies it, and the profound implications of our reasoning. In the following sections, we will unravel the intricacies of the two envelopes problem, exploring its mathematical foundations and the insights it offers into human decision-making. This journey will not only illuminate the paradox itself, but also inspire a deeper understanding of how we navigate uncertainty in our everyday lives. With each revelation, we will uncover the lessons that this seemingly simple problem has to offer, enriching our comprehension of choice and chance. The setup of the problem. Imagine yourself seated at a table, two envelopes placed before you, each enticingly sealed. The scenario is simple, yet shrouded in mystery. You are informed that one envelope contains a certain amount of money, while the other envelope contains double that amount. The catch? You have no idea how much money is in either envelope. As you contemplate your choice, you feel the weight of uncertainty hanging in the air. Should you choose the left envelope or the right? The decision feels momentous, yet you are aware that it is merely a guess, shrouded in the fog of the unknown. With a deep breath, you reach for one envelope, your heart racing with anticipation. Upon selecting your envelope, you begin to wonder about the implications of your choice. Curiosity peaks as you consider that perhaps the envelope you did not choose holds a greater sum. This thought ignites a spark of intrigue. After all, if your chosen envelope contains an amount, the other must contain either that same amount or double it. Now, the moment of truth arrives. You are given a tantalizing option. You may keep your selected envelope or switch to the other one. The allure of potentially doubling your money becomes almost irresistible. Your mind races with calculations. What if your envelope holds a meager sum? In that case, switching seems like the rational choice, as it offers the possibility of a more significant reward. This setup lays the groundwork for fascinating exploration of probabilities and choices. The two envelopes problem encapsulates the essence of decision-making under uncertainty, inviting you to delve deeper into the intricacies of your thought process. As you navigate this dilemma, you begin to understand that the problem is not just about money, it's about how we approach choices in the face of ambiguity. The excitement of the envelopes transforms into a broader reflection on the nature of decisions, the influence of assumptions, and the complex dance between risk and reward. The stage is set for a captivating journey through the world of probability, where each choice carries the potential for discovery. Analyzing the probabilities. As you sit with the two envelopes, the thrill of uncertainty wraps around your thoughts. You've made a choice, but now the question lingers. What are the actual chances at play? To untangle this mystery, it's essential to explore the implications of your decision. Let's say the envelope you chose contains a certain amount of money, XXX. The other envelope could either hold double that amount or half of it. This scenario creates an engaging dynamic, beckoning you to examine your options more closely. After picking an envelope, you can't help but wonder what might be inside the other one. If your envelope has a smaller amount, the unopened envelope must have more. This thought ignites a spark of curiosity. The idea of switching starts to feel like a smart move, as the possibility of gaining more money is enticing. However, as you contemplate this reasoning, a paradox begins to emerge. If it seems beneficial to switch, why not always do so? This creates a cycle of indecision where you find yourself continuously questioning your original choice. The deeper you delve into the probabilities, the more confused you become. This situation highlights a flaw in the reasoning. The assumption that both outcomes, double or half, are equally likely can be misleading. In reality, the amounts in the envelopes are interconnected, and the structure of the problem complicates your understanding. To illustrate this further, consider that if you had chosen the envelope with the larger sum, the reasoning for switching diminishes. The initial choice affects the probabilities, and the notion of always switching can lead you down a path of confusion. As you reflect on this analysis, the two envelopes problem reveals itself as a rich exploration of uncertainty, challenging your understanding of probability and decision-making. It invites you to confront the limitations of intuition and encourages a deeper engagement with the concepts that govern your choices. In this intricate web of probabilities, you are left with a profound question. How do we navigate the uncertainties of life when the logic of the situation can lead us astray? The exploration of the two envelopes problem not only sharpens your analytical skills, but also enriches your appreciation for the complexities inherent in every decision we face. Intuitive versus mathematical reasoning. As you continue to ponder the two envelopes problem, the contrast between intuitive thinking and mathematical reasoning becomes increasingly apparent. The initial instinct to switch envelopes seems compelling, driven by the allure of potentially doubling your money. Yet, as the calculations unfold, a deeper understanding begins to emerge, challenging the simplicity of your intuition. Imagine yourself reflecting on the moment when you first chose an envelope. The excitement of the decision was palpable, yet it was accompanied by the uncertainty of not knowing what lay within. This uncertainty breeds a natural inclination to second-guess your choice. The thought of the other envelope containing a greater sum tugs at your mind, coaxing you into believing that switching is the better option. However, as you delve into the calculations, the mathematical reasoning reveals a different narrative. The expected value of the other envelope, while seemingly enticing, relies on assumptions that do not hold up under scrutiny. The probability of the amounts is not as straightforward as it initially appears. In fact, the very act of switching may not yield the advantages you envision. This interplay between intuition and reason highlights a fundamental aspect of human cognition. Our brains are wired to seek patterns and make quick decisions based on the information available. Yet in doing so, we can fall prey to cognitive biases that distort our understanding of probability. The two envelopes problem exemplifies this phenomenon, illustrating how intuitive judgments can lead us astray. Consider the notion of losing money. If you initially chose the envelope with a small amount, the fear of missing out on a larger sum can drive you to switch. Yet, if you had chosen the larger amount, the rationale for switching fades. This inconsistency reveals a critical flaw in the reasoning process. The decision to switch should not hinge solely on instinct, but rather on a comprehensive understanding of the underlying probabilities. As you reflect on this dichotomy, it becomes clear that mathematical reasoning offers a more reliable framework for navigating uncertainty. The challenge lies in reconciling your intuitive responses with the rigor of probability theory. To make sound decisions, you must cultivate awareness of your biases and embrace a more analytical approach. The two envelopes problem serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in decision-making. It encourages you to question your assumptions and to be wary of the seductive nature of intuition. By embracing mathematical reasoning, you empower yourself to make choices grounded in logic rather than impulse. In this journey through the paradox, you uncover valuable insights into the nature of human thought. The dance between intuition and reasoning shapes not only your understanding of probability, but also your approach to choices in everyday life. As you navigate this landscape, you are reminded that clarity and careful analysis can illuminate the path through uncertainty, guiding you toward more informed decisions. Implications for decision-making. As you reflect on the intricacies of the two envelopes problem, the implications for decision-making begin to unfold like a tapestry of insight. This paradox doesn't merely exist within the confines of a theoretical exercise. It resonates deeply with the choices we face in everyday life. The lessons gleaned from this problem extend far beyond envelopes and sums of money, inviting you to reconsider how you approach uncertainty and risk. Picture yourself in various scenarios, from choosing investments to making career decisions. Each choice carries the weight of potential outcomes, much like the envelopes before you. The allure of switching, driven by the possibility of gaining more, mirrors the instinctive reactions we often have when faced with uncertainty. Yet, the two envelopes problem teaches a vital lesson. The appearance of opportunity can sometimes cloud judgment. In a world brimming with choices, understanding the probabilities at play is crucial. The urge to switch envelopes, fueled by the expectation of a better outcome, can lead to a cycle of indecision. This phenomenon is not unique to the game. It echoes in real-life situations where the fear of missing out drives us to make hasty decisions. The paradox urges you to pause and evaluate your instincts, reminding you that not all that glitters is gold. Moreover, the problem underscores the importance of information. In decision-making, the data you possess can significantly influence your choices. The envelope scenario exemplifies how new information, like the knowledge of what the other envelope contains, can reshape your perspective. In real life, being open to fresh insights and willing to reassess your decisions can lead to more favorable outcomes. Consider the possibility of applying these insights in your daily life. When faced with a decision, take a moment to analyze the situation rather than rush to judgment. Reflect on your assumptions and challenge the narratives that guide your choices. This process of deliberate thinking can help you navigate uncertainty with greater clarity. The two envelopes problem also invites you to recognize the limits of intuition. While gut feelings can offer valuable guidance, they are not infallible. By consciously integrating analytical reasoning into your decision-making, you cultivate a more balanced approach. This duality allows you to harness the strengths of both intuition and logic, leading to more informed and confident choices. In the grand scheme of life, the implications of the two envelopes problem resonate far and wide. It encourages you to embrace the complexities of decision making, transforming uncertainty into an opportunity for growth. As you navigate the myriad choices that life presents, the lessons of probability and analysis serve as guiding stars, illuminating the path toward wiser decisions. Ultimately, the journey through the two envelopes problem reveals a rich landscape of understanding. It empowers you to approach choices with curiosity and critical thinking, fostering a mindset that thrives in the face of uncertainty. With each decision, you build the capacity to transform challenges into opportunities, enriching your experience and enhancing your ability to navigate the intricate dance of life.